that Rockstar knows the game isn't ready for release on November 19th, yet they need to release it because there's so much riding on the game coming out, and CyberLeak could be lying. But then again, people also claim the hacker didn't have the leaks they did, only to prove they actually did have them, obviously. So what can we really believe? Is CyberLeak telling the truth here, or is it something else? But either way, claiming that GTA 6 is not ready when it's only about 3 months away is a wild claim. Rockstar can't afford to.
Okay guys, so this is kind of crazy. I had just made a video talking about how I'm kind of suspicious that the development timeline doesn't really add up or make much sense for this game. Since 2020, I've been very suspicious of GTA 6, but I honestly had no proof really other than just a gut feeling up until recent events. Other thing I'm always hearing from people is, oh, it's been 13 years. They've been working on this game for 13 years. It's gonna be incredible. Oh my god, they've had so much time to work on this game. Guys, if you're paying attention to the games industry and corporations in general, what's happening in media right now, think about the next Elder Scrolls game, right? Do you really think they've been working on that game for 13 years? I strongly suspect that they have not been working on this game for 13 years. I think if anything, it probably started development in like 2020 at the earliest. Here's the thing, like if they were in that early of a stage of the game, there's no way they had been working on that for 13 years. You know, like if it was 2020 and the game was that basic at that basic of a level, that's like where you start. Like from all the game and development and 3D art that I've seen, when you're just messing with models and getting like a few basic systems right and stuff like that, that's like the very start. And like, I know I'm not the only one thinking this. I think people are starting to worry that this is kind of like a Red Dead 2 GTA 5 clone kind of thing, including myself. And you know, is that so crazy to think of? Like, I mean, that's what modern game studios do. They get really good at what they do, and then they kind of just start copy pasting. And you know, as the saying goes, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So it's not necessarily a bad thing. Like if you have a good system working, why not keep using it? But I think the problem is, again, with the hype and the level that this game is supposedly at, it kind of feels like a slap in the face, you know? It feels more, maybe not as dirty as like what Madden does, but something kind of like that. It's just a nasty feeling in the back of your throat, the back of your mind. You can't really get rid of it. And it's not just gaming, man. It's everything in media, movies, games, shows, products, even food, like restaurants, fast food, products we use every day, like everything, you know, I think there's a term for it. They call it like enshittification or whatever. Like it's just everything you know and love is just being turned to shit for like investor reasons or streamers or whatever, influencers, shit like that. And, you know, AI and all this bullshit. And like, people are just tired of it, man. Like, and it's really a cultural problem. Like, people are more keen of it now. They're waking up to it. But like, obviously, people just like don't know what to do about it. And like, one thing you can do is like just not support this crap, you know, like, I mean, I'm not saying like don't buy the game or whatever, like, you know, but it's just, there's a reason people care so much about this. There's a reason I'm making a video on it, even though I don't plan on buying the game. You know, it's just like seeing this happen to like everything and anything is just crazy. And, you know, we need more people speaking up about this and boycotting and not supporting this crap and, you know, supporting like smaller indie artists and smaller local businesses. Seems like they just took Red Dead 2 and built a little bit off of that. Like, I don't really hear or see anything that's like groundbreaking yet other than a graphics upgrade. And then the other thing that's suspicious, and I've seen this happen with other games recently too, is they drop like 1 or 2 trailers and then wait like years. Now, if you're dropping trailers super early and then taking years to finish the game still, I'm thinking that was a really put together, handcrafted trailer. I don't think the game's going to be really anything like that. And there's been plenty of games accused of and have done this in the past where the first game, like initial trailer, is cinematic and looks and is nothing like the game. So already all of that is really suspicious and weird. But then all this stuff starts happening with like the Netflix thing and, you know, paywalling stuff and coming out on console only first, which is really weird. So I think two things are obvious. A, they are really, really, really trying to monetize the shit out of this game. And I mean, obviously, yeah, they've spent so much money on it and it's supposedly going to be the biggest game ever. But secondly, that they're not really showcasing anything. They're kind of just letting the hype speak for itself in a way. I mean, obviously, we'll have to wait and see what the Netflix shows and the gameplay thing and whatever from the company, but I don't know. I just get this feeling that even if it was revolutionary technology, they could have thousands of people in the same server. Cops could tell if you had bad breath or something crazy like that. Even if you got it so close to almost being like a real life sim, I don't think it's gonna live up to the hype. I heard all this other really weird stuff about it, like no more flying cars and then trying to be really realistic and like, you know, maybe coming a little bit of away from the direction of where the games had previously been going. And that's what I'm trying to say is like, I feel like the games industry in general is really sucking the fun out of all the games and what made the franchises good and is focusing on investor streamer type of, you know, content and playability. And so that's what I would be worried about. Like, I'm very suspicious that this is going to be a streamer focused, profit first kind of game that, you know, maybe it's really cool for the first couple of months to see all the different stuff and systems. But then after that, it kind of gets boring and like people realize the cycle of the systems and like it just gets tedious and annoying and it's not as fun as the old games. Like I could definitely see that happening. And when that happens, man, it's going to be considered mid or flop. Like, and it will be absolutely crazy because like, sure, other games recently have been major flops like Marathon and stuff like that, but they didn't have the cahoots, right? The level that this game does. And I think it really says something about the gaming industry right now and the direction that it's headed. And that's why on my channel, I'm trying to support more like small indie artists and people who are actually really passionate about their project and what they want to do and cool ideas and stuff. Like the gameplay footage you're looking at right here is a small indie game called Deity. I found it on TikTok and I was like, hey, this is pretty cool. I'll try the demo. So I think that's one way we can really make a big change right now in all of these like corporate interest slop games is like, you know, just trying to support smaller studios, smaller indie devs. Like you can have a lot of fun for like $5 on a game and the game doesn't have to be like this big, massive MMO or whatever, right? Like you can just have fun like back in the day in RuneScape, right? Like RuneScape is freaking legendary and it was like the crappiest looking game you've ever seen, but there was just something about it that was so fun, you know? So anyway, I'm kind of just ranting at this point, but yeah, man, I just can't shake this feeling that like the game's going to be incredibly mid, and I know that will probably piss a lot of people off, but I don't know. That's just one guy's opinion. Who cares, right? And if you enjoyed watching this, please follow me, CDF Labs or Code Dumpster Fire on TikTok and YouTube. I make gaming content, 3D animation, coding videos, all kinds of stuff, music videos. So if you found this interesting or you disagree, please, you know, feel free to leave a comment that you think I'm stupid. So yeah, bye bye.